Well, yesterday was quite a bit more exciting than I think many of us were really expecting. What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and today we're going to be talking about the bevy of new information we've learned about Destiny 2 Shadowkeep from the Season of the Undying trailer we got yesterday, the Shadowkeep story cinematic trailer we got yesterday, as well as the information we learned from Inside Xbox presence at Gamescom 2019. We got a few minutes of brand new footage, we got to see some brand new exotics, we got a greater look at the artifact system, the mod system, the finisher system, some new activities, new strikes, all kinds of things that we're going to be going over in this video right here. So let's go ahead and dive on in. We'll start with the first two trailers that we got. We got a trailer for the incoming Season 8, the Season of the Undying, as well as a trailer, the cinematic trailer for Destiny 2 Shadowkeep's narrative. Both of these trailers are awesome, but there isn't too much to cover there, so that'll be a quick part. Now, first, the Season of the Undying trailer might seem a little bit familiar to you if you've been paying attention to a lot of stuff in the Destiny community, and that's because we actually got to see it 2 years ago. This trailer, at least elements of it, was leaked 2 years ago, back when we were going to be getting a Vex expansion a little bit earlier. It seems like a lot of that has been reworked and reincorporated into Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. We all thought that the Vex video with like the Vex milk and the Vex all in the ocean being turned on and whatnot was going to be some kind of concept video for Vex. It's great to see that they reworked that and actually inserted it officially into the game. It's great to have the Vex back. I'm super happy we're getting a Vex themed expansion, and I cannot wait to step foot into the Black Garden. But then we got the Destiny 2 Shadowkeep cinematic trailer. And this one gives us a great look at some of the new areas of the moon. We get a pretty clear picture at what the nightmares we'll be facing are going to be like in this expansion. Of course, we get a look at some new gear as well as the new finisher system, and we even get a sneak peek at what might be some Vex-related armor, possibly even tied to the raid, in the scene where the Titan is doing a finisher on a knight. If you freeze frame there real quick, it kinda looks like he's wearing some Vexy looking armor. We also get another couple of shots at the Monte Carlo, seeing the old D1 classic exotic auto rifle in action, and even a brand new bit of exotic armor for hunters titled the Assassin's Cowl. And actually, I kinda wanna stop right there because we get more information about that brand new exotic helmet later on in the Inside Xbox video. We've got this great screenshot showing exactly what the Assassin's Cowl is going to be capable of when Shadowkeep comes out. Its special ability is titled Vanishing Execution. Defeating a Guardian with a melee attack or a combatant with a finisher grants invisibility and restores a portion of health and shields, which is honestly pretty cool. So basically, melee kills are going to turn you invisible and give you some of your health and shields back. And if you notice there, for Guardians, for enemy Guardians in the Crucible, it says you only need to finish them with a melee attack, not a melee charge, so any melee attack's going to work. But in PvE, you're going to need to utilize finishers, which we learn later on are going to have some of their own specific mods available for your artifacts. We learned that later on in the Inside Xbox livestream. And that's exactly where we're going next, because that's where the majority of new information has come from. So, at Gamescom, Inside Xbox had basically like a 5 to 6 minute long interview with both Deej and game director Ben Womack. And they gave us a really cool sneak peek at some of the new activities and content we're going to be engaging in. Now, bridging off of the previous conversation of mods and finishers, we actually got to see how finishers are going to interact with your artifacts moving forward. Of course, artifacts are going to be those seasonal items that you will get at the beginning of a season. You're going to work to unlock all of the mods and power-ups on that artifact. And then by the time the end of the season rolls around, those artifact mods are going to grant you a level of power that's apparently going to be pretty strong. And we get to see exactly how that's going to be in this video, as these artifacts have a bevy of really powerful mods like Heavy Finisher, which is going to be a mod that actually interacts with the finisher system and grants you heavy ammo whenever you activate a finisher. And actually, not just you, but you and your entire team get heavy ammo whenever you activate a finisher. Now, the downside of this is that it's going to require 1/2 of your super energy. So there's a pretty big trade-off there. If you're somebody who doesn't use your super a lot, as a lot of Guardians are, you'd be surprised at how many people run through a strike without ever thinking to use their super. You can sacrifice half your super energy in order to guarantee a heavy drop for absolutely everyone. I definitely think there's going to be some utility for that in raids and in other content. Additionally, we also get to see a mod called Thunder Coil. and this one grants bonus damage for all arc melee abilities and refunds super energy on finisher final blows. Which, given the frequency with which you can execute finishers, seems ridiculously powerful. Getting that bonus damage for all arc melee abilities, which are already pretty strong in the game, plus refunding some super energy, seems like it's going to have plenty of utility, especially if these finishers actually count as melee blows. If this is a mod that allows you to buff yourself by doing finishers so that your next finisher is even stronger, that's a-okay with me. Next up, we've got Arc Battery. This grants an overshield and reduced cooldown during activation for all arc class abilities. I could see this mixing really well with a lot of things out there. Getting that extra overshield for doing shoulder charges with a Striker Titan, or consuming your grenade to create your Arc Buddy as a Warlock, and also getting an overshield and reduced ability cooldown seems pretty good to me. Next up, we've got Oppressive Darkness. Causing damage with a Void Grenade adds a weaken effect to enemies. Basically, you can add a suppression effect to enemies out there. This I could see working really well with a Devour build for Warlocks. You get some high discipline builds. You run Devour, so you're getting your grenades back all the time, and you're going to be weakening everything around you. That's awesome. Then we've got Anti-Barrier Rounds. This grants you shield-piercing rounds designed to bypass combatant defenses. These rounds are going to be strong against barrier champions, but can only be applied to autos and SMGs only. Now this is an interesting ability since it seemingly allows kinetic weapons to bypass shields on certain enemies, but we get a new term here, champions. These are actually going to be a class of enemies that you're going to find in the new activity, Nightmare Hunt. But we'll get more into that later. Next up, we've got Anti-Barrier Hand Cannon, which works similar to the way Anti-Barrier Rounds is going to work, allowing your shots to bypass champion shields, but this is going to work on hand cannons. And then finally, we get a mod titled Overload Rounds. Uninterrupted fire grants bullets that cause disruption, delaying ability energy regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output. Strong against Overlord champions. And this is going to be another mod that only applies to autos and SMGs. So basically, with this artifact mod, if you just continue firing into an enemy, just laying into them, that continuous fire is going to have a suppressing effect and start to rain down all kinds of debuffs on enemies, preventing them from having ability and energy regeneration and lowering their overall damage. This sounds like a perfect fit for the Sweet Business exotic auto rifle. Something like that with a massive magazine size that you can just unload on enemies, or if you're mixing stuff with like Rally Barricade or auto rifles with a Lunafaction Rift, it's probably going to be your best bet when using Overload Rounds. But that's it for the artifact mods we got to see. And I gotta say, some of these seem pretty powerful. It looks like you're gonna be able to make some pretty decent support builds using this stuff as you unlock it over the course of Season 8. Cannot wait. Additionally, they've also made a change to the UI next to a weapons element to show that you have one of these mods equipped. If you look down at some of the gameplay, you can see right next to the weapons element a little symbol for the artifact mod. Neat little change there. Moving on, thanks to the fantastic work of Destiny the Game subreddit user It's Danny1, we've actually gotten a pieced together version of the moon map. This user took screenshots from different parts of the video and was able to piece together what the moon map is probably going to look like when Shadowkeep comes out. And with this, we can see several of the zones that are going to be available. We've got Sorrow's Harbor, the Hellmouth, and then returning areas like Archer's Line, the Anchor of Light, and the Sanctuary. We also get to see plenty of the activities that are going to be available throughout. The 3 red activities are the new Nightmare Hunt game modes. These are going to be the activities where we're taking on enemies from the past. The one we get to see here is Nightmare Hunt Servitude. Defeat the Nightmare of Zydran, Gate Lord, which was an enemy we faced way back in Destiny 1. We see the recommended power here is going to be 860. And it is going to be tied with its own weekly milestone challenges. Complete any Nightmare Hunt activities. All difficulty tiers grant progress. You need to complete 3 of these in order to get a tier 1 bit of powerful gear. So this Nightmare Hunt mode is very likely the new activity that Luke Smith may have been referring to back in his director's cut. And you might have noticed that it mentioned changing difficulty there. There's actually 3 new difficulty modes you're going to be able to engage in. Adept difficulty, which starts at a recommended power of 860, Hero, which starts at a recommended power of 920, and finally, Legend, which brings the difficulty level all the way up to 950. And as you can see there, as you jump between the different levels of difficulty, the higher the difficulty, the more mission modifiers are going to be active, as well as the higher leveled enemies. Meaning we've essentially got the return of heroic mode and different difficulties for activities in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. And in particular, Legend difficulty is going to have more than 4 modifiers active, including locking your equipment the way Prestige activities do right now. So there's no doubt going to be plenty of challenge within the Legend difficulty tier. Additionally, Legend difficulty is going to be the only tier that doesn't have matchmaking, so you'll need to have a pre-made fire team if you're heading into this. So there we go, that's the information on the new Nightmare hunts, and I can't wait to learn more as things go on. We also get a look at one of the new strikes in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, the Scarlet Keep. In this, we're going to be investigating the recently erected Scarlet Keep to discover its dark purpose. And then that's basically it for the new information about the new activities. We get some great character screenshots of the character menu, as well as some of the new weapons and armor like the Loud Lullaby, which is that brand new hand cannon that we got to see Eris putting together in the initial trailer for Shadowkeep. And unfortunately, it's a 110 RPM hand cannon. But finally, we got a brand new look at a new pair of Titan exotic leg armor, the Phoenix Cradle. These are coming with the special ability, Beacons of Empowerment. And hold on to your butts, this ability is going to be kinda neat. With this exotic, your Sun Warrior benefits last twice as long from Sunspot, and allies who pass through Sunspot also get the benefits of Sun Warrior. This is fantastic. For those who don't know, Sun Warrior is a bottom tree Sunbreaker perk that works alongside the Sol Invictus perk, where grenade and melee ability kills from Sunbreakers will drop a Sunspot in their wake. Standing in these Sunspots generally gives you a buff, allowing your solar abilities to recharge faster and your super to last longer so long as you're standing in a spot. And the Sun Warrior perk basically allows you to enjoy the benefits of that even when you step outside of your sunspot for about 4 seconds. So the Phoenix Cradle is going to be doubling the amount of time you have that buff, and granting the same ability to any of your allies who pass through your sunspots. This I can definitely get down with, and it's about time Bottom Tree Sunbreaker got some love. I cannot wait to test all that stuff out. But alright Guardians, there you go. That is pretty much it for the biggest bits of information that dropped yesterday from the new Shadowkeep trailer, the Season of the Undying trailer, and the information we got from inside Xbox at Gamescom 2019. There's plenty of new screenshots to show off, and if you want to catch any of that stuff at the source, I'll have links to all of it down in the description box below. But there we go, those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. Alright, that's it for me, and I am out for now. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.